Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Chris.
That's Jan.
And welcome to CCTV, the non-stop pop show.
And for this edition of Is It Boppin, we will discuss the new NCT U single, Make a Wish, birthday song.
To get us started, Chris, do you like NCT U or no?
I like NCT. I'm definitely not as connected to them as I am with like EXO and SHINee.
Right.
I do find like the whole concept of this infinite boy band interesting, but also very confusing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's 23 of them now, I believe.
Yes.
I know maybe half of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you think of them?
I agree with you. That whole rotational system. I mean, I knew it was coming because I watched this like NCT like Neo Culture Technology seminar, and Lisa Mon said, I'm going to rotate these guys, but I didn't know how deep it was going to get. Like, I was thinking 10 guys or so, rotate, but he's dragging it. I mean, I will admit that I like NCT U. I find that their singles are a little bit stronger and just more aligned with my taste. I like their tracks like Baby Don't Stop, Boss, 7 Cents. Like, they keep prime members like Jaehyun, Do Young, Taeyoung. So it's cool. I like it for sure.
Yeah. Well, the lineup for this song, do you want to say their names?
Oh yeah, sure. I will say one name in particular as many times as he'll ever need me to say them. He's of age, okay?
All right.
Okay, so this song features Taeyoung, Do-young, Jaehyun, Lucas, Shaojin, Jaemin, and a new member, Shotaro.
There we go.
Is he Japanese? I think he's
yes,
Japanese.
He's Japanese.
Shotaro.
Yeah, this lineup is good. They're very talented. It's a good mixture of like the best voices and like the best visuals, I think, from
I think so.
different units. But can you imagine being the new member of this team?
Right. I think it's tough because you have all these like hotter older brothers, like these Hyungs, like, you got Jaehyun, you got Do-young, you got Taeyoung.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, and you're the new guy. Like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of pressure. What I will say is that I noticed that Mark was absent from this track. And I cannot say that I was like, oh my God, he's not here.
He needs a break. He's in everything. He's back in Dream now. Like,
yeah. But I don't think he would have. I'm not saying he wouldn't fit on here, but something about him is like playful, sexy. This song kind of needed like just like body roll sexy,
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So let's get
all right. So this song was worked on by some really cool people. So Bobby Lewis, who's a British songwriter who's worked on previous NCT, EXO, Super M tracks.
Yeah.
I was very excited to see Karen Poole's name in there because she is another British songwriter who's worked on some of my favorite Kylie Minogue songs like Wow and Chocolate. Also some Sugar Babes album tracks, and then Boa, EXO, FX as well in the SM family. And also another Scottish songwriter producer who's Grammy nominated named Sunny J. Mason. So this is a cool team.
For sure. Even the Korean lyric translators, Panomeko and Damien, they are, when it comes to songwriting, they are just like, always sitting in sweet spots. You got R&B, you got hip hop. It's just, their songs are very unique. So this was like a super team and it produced pretty nice song. So yeah.
This is It Boppin'? Here, we listen to the song and discuss the production, lyrics, video, and everything in between. So let's find out, is it a bop or a flop?
All right, so let's talk about the production first. Chris, your thoughts?
So good. Good. That bass line, the build, I love all the different drums that are used throughout it. And that whistle hook, that was in my head immediately. Hey.
I can't do it for too long. My lips are dry.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
What do you think of the production?
I enjoy it too. I think it was really interesting hearing that bass line, the boom, 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 because it kind of reminded me of like a hyphy-esque kind of beat. Like if you know Blow the Whistle, boom,
Yes.
boom, 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 boom. I was like, okay, this is going somewhere. So it's at a higher pitch, and I won't say it's hyphy, but it kind of had that like really smooth vibe. And I was like, oh, where's this going to go?
Yeah.
And yeah, the vocals alone took it
Oh,
to another place. Like this song was really like a magic carpet ride. Like seriously. Like loved
yes.
it.
Yeah,
Loved it.
I
Oh my god.
loved the play between like the lower tones and then
Mhm.
the higher tones, like
Right.
Do Young and Xiao Jun. Totally saying those
Yes.
wrong, but wow,
Oh.
they sound so good. They have such beautiful tones, and then you
Mhm.
mix that with like Taeyong with that
Yeah.
his like super low, and Lucas with his like low like voice. Like yeah, like
Oh
it's a cool play.
yes.
Yeah.
Lucas was more like the I don't know. Something about that kid. Like he's definitely eye candy for sure. But it's like every so often when they do give him lines, it's like, okay, I see why you're in this group. Like no offense to him. I'm not even
Yeah.
no if you all went to the Super M show,
Mhm.
he's not a soloist.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But he's not a water chestnut either. I'm not
Yeah. Right, right, right.
like he
He
has his
has a
own
role.
little flavor.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I thought Taeyong opening the song was fun. He was very playful, and we don't
Mhm.
usually we get that from him, but it's more swaggy. This one's like, hey, hey
Mhm.
girl, come, come get some. And it was great. The ad libs were playful throughout the song. You could hear them saying Queen. Oh yeah, like in between, it was great. Jamin as the second low tone rapper in the song, very welcome. He doesn't do that vocal fry like Taeyong does.
Uh-huh.
So it just sounded more smooth. It just sounded like a whisper in your ear, you
Yeah,
know?
he's got a really nice like huskiness to it, like a thickness to
Yes.
his voice that's like nice,
Mm-hmm.
like it's
Yeah.
different from the rest for sure. I
Yes,
also
yes.
like how the chorus I like how the chorus is sung low. I can do this all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's low.
Yeah. Right.
Which is a
Right.
little, especially with a lot of K-pop, it tends to go higher with the chorus.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was nice. It's a nice change.
For sure, I agree. I agree. Everyone sounded really sexy on this.
Hmm.
Really good. Really good. Like I gotta give it up to Do Young with that his falsetto in the pre. No, no, no,
He is a
no.
beautiful
I was like,
voice. Yeah.
yes. Oh, everything was great. Everything was great.
Yeah. What did you think of the lyrics?
But weird. Um, well, I mean, they were good. The Korean ones were really like they were cleaner than the English
English.
ones,
Yeah.
which isn't terrible. Like the English one was just they were nasty.
Yeah. Well, most
But
notably, right? The English one they do, we can do this all night. And then the other one is we can do this all day. So
because
clearly, yeah.
because all night sounds sus, and then back it up, back it up. What you backing up all night? Like to them,
Hmm.
they probably thinking, "What are y'all talking about?" So, but the rappers part, like I like something with the Skittles. I like a
Uh-huh.
donuts with a jam in the middle.
Yeah.
You're like you're an example of what I'm into. So let's jam for a little.
Hmm.
How old are you? How old are you? Like, oh my goodness, nasty. I like them.
I
I
like them
like
too.
I like them. Are we trash? We gotta be a little bit trash. Okay.
No.
You want trash?
All right. So what do you think of the video?
Um, the video's great. It's gorgeous. It was very psychedelic for sure. I would say that SM took that Make a Wish thing a little bit literally. Before I get into that though, how do you feel about the video?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
loved the video. I think,
Yeah.
well, again, they look great.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I do like that they did
Yeah.
take the genie concept,
Yeah.
but it wasn't done I didn't think it was done too much. Like there were no genie lamps. They didn't,
Right, right.
there
And they
was some
weren't wearing the
fire.
garb. Yeah, they weren't wearing the garb.
Right.
Like
Like
even
they
with
just
the
had the
false start.
carpets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just had the carpets and yeah.
It
So
looked more like, like a marketplace than it did like it looked more like Agrabah and not Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like one's made up and inspired by and the other is what it is, right?
Yes.
Um, but there was a little bit of controversy because the archways that they are using
Mm.
in the performances and in the video
Mhm.
are very reminiscent of a mosque. So a lot of appropriation was coming up, like talks about that. I mean, I can understand it. Like, when you look at that kind of architecture and it reminds you of a mosque, and then if you look even deeper into the lyrics, are a little sexual, a holy place, sexual lyrics, and it just it adds a little bit of a problem. But it was a really pretty video, so it's just
Yeah, I understand, I understand why people would be sensitive about it, but I don't think it was done. I personally don't think it was done in an offensive way.
Right. K-pop can go far. I will say that K-pop can really, like, no one was wearing any type of like traditional outfits. No one
Right.
was, even with the scarf that Taeyong was wearing, it was like a regular hair scarf I can get from the beauty supply store,
Yes.
So I appreciate that. Again, no offense to anyone like that. We're not going to say it is, it isn't. Your opinion is your opinion. Such as ours. It's our opinion as well. But yeah, they looked good. And aside from that, I really like the bridge part of the song. I didn't get a chance to say it in the production section, but the way this song changes. It goes from like this hyphy kind of beat, hyphy kind of bass line, and then you get to the bridge. It's this R&B slow jam.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it starts getting to like this like
that
B-boy.
bass.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, yeah, and then Jaehyun started top rocking. I was like, get it, baby. Get it. I'd let him. I don't know what I'd let him do, but I'd let him. Okay. Yeah. He looked great.
He did look great. Also, the choreography is awesome. It was done by Melvin Tim, who's done other NCT choreography like Touch and Kick It, and also a Japanese woman named Reina. But yeah, I think the choreography is so good. There's enough room for them to breathe and like really sit into things, and there's some moments of sharpness too. So it's a good mixture of the two.
I agree. It didn't feel like, we're going to dance, like just to show off. Everything was when Xiaojun's part comes in the second verse. Dun 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 overtime. Let us run away. I was like, come on. They were grooving. They weren't like like you don't have to hit every word.
Yes. Yeah. My favorite part though is when he near the end of the bridge, he does that record scratch. That's and then into the hit. Oh, so good. Yes.
Yeah, but it's simple. They didn't do these backflips. They didn't have like some crazy action going on. Like for the sake of like like Kick It. I'm not gonna even pretend like I did not like that choreography. That choreography did what it needed to do.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. You're going for a Bruce Lee concept, but this song they could have easily done the most, but they didn't. They chilled and it was great. I mean, even Shotaro when he was doing his little neck situation for the beginning, got netizens freaking out. Oh my God, his neck isolations. I mean, to dancers like us, we're like, okay, what is it? But then you look at it, it's like, okay, you breaking it. You breaking your neck.
Yeah, he's a great dancer. Good for him. And I'm glad the fans are embracing him. It's interesting because like normally when a new member comes, there's like a lot of like, drama, but it seems that I guess everyone's just so used to this concept that there will be new members all the time that people are just embracing them, which is nice.
I think the biggest gripe that people had was that rotational like competition situation. Like they were like, hey guys, you vote for who's going to be on this type of song and who's going to do this promo. I think SM is clever in the sense of like they always have big groups, right? But then somehow or another they mess it up and a member leaves, mostly the Chinese ones.
Yeah.
And, but now they have this rotational system where it's like, well, if you leave, honey, we got another guy to replace you. It's not going to be this. No, not even, not trying to be like mean, but now they're starting to play it smart and they're kind of normalizing this whole, we have a new member in our group. Because at the end of the day, this is our group. You may be the fans, you may be the people. This is our group. We're putting our money into it, so they're being very clever with everything. So I'm not a fan of like learning new names, but if they're worth learning, like Shotaro, he did his thing. I almost wanted to forget it in that like, I can, and you make a wish. I can, take you anywhere. I almost was like, get out.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, he's clearly there as a lead dancer. So it's fine. All right. So what's your final ranking of this song?
Actually, upon first listen, I really liked it. So I'm gonna say it's a bop. It's a bop.
It is a bop. It is a bop.
Yeah. I give it a 10.
Oh,
Is it the perfect song for NCT standards, like what they usually do? This is the first song in a really long time since Empathy 2018 that I was like, whoa, I like this. Like Black on Black, I'll give that song a 10. Okay. That
yeah,
song
yeah,
was
yeah.
just, oh, this is not like that kind of song, but it's just something that's made me like excited and it had different textures to it.
Mhm.
I'll give it a 10.
Okay, yeah. I'm going with a 9. I won't be as generous
Why?
as you.
Why?
I mean, I think it's good. That's all I got. I mean, I
Uh,
think they could still do better, but I think it's a cool song.
oh, I feel you. I feel you. You
Yeah.
know, I feel you. I think people, fans, or whoever's watching this, I think, or listening to this, I think Chris didn't give it a 10 because he saw Lucas's hair. He
Okay, yes, the braid clip-ons were
that
not
was
great.
like a pirate, like a dirty pirate. I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, so okay, what do you hope is next for NCT?
honestly, I want them to stop the shenanigans with like oversaturating the market with their
Mhm.
music. Like nothing about them feels like they're trying to make timeless music, and that's what's my biggest gripe with the whole NCT concept. Like I understand why SM's doing it, and it's great
Mhm.
that the guys get a chance to shine, but it's starting to kind of be a little overwhelming. It's like, do I even want to
Yeah.
listen to it?
I
Because
mean,
Super M just came out.
yeah, so I was about to say you add in Super M too, which has a couple of
Yeah,
them in it. Like
yeah,
it's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. It is a little overwhelming trying to keep up with them because it's
Mhm.
just like, oh, now NCT Dream is having a comeback. Now it's
Yeah,
127. Now it's I don't,
yeah.
like it's just like never ending, which I guess is the point, right? Like they're just this infinite thing that like SM can just constantly push
Here we
more
are.
out with new.
Here we are. But
um,
I do have a question for you though.
yeah,
What would you like to hear from them?
I would love for them to go back to like a Seventh Sense.
Ooh, yes.
Like something super, it's because it was just so cool and effortless
Yeah.
at the same time. Like it was,
Yeah.
yeah, I would love for them to dial it back in terms of just
Mm,
like how hard they're trying, I think.
there it is.
Yeah.
True, they're trying too hard. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That was good. Even when they did Baby Don't Stop, that song was just like, it was
Oh.
quiet and it was just like, if they would have really just focused on that song,
Mm-hmm.
that could be one of the songs that years from now people cover. Like it could have been, or maybe it
Mm-hmm.
could be still that people cover Growl. Ooh, no, no, they still do Growl to this day,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
Baby Don't Stop could have been that because it just sits in such a nice place, and they did. I feel like it was like, oh, here it is. Okay, next thing,
Yeah, yeah,
but no one wants to do a quiet cover, right? So
yeah.
maybe we're getting old.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, this was great. A great
Yeah.
song. I'm excited
Yeah.
to see what they do next.
Not great enough for a 10 though, is it? Not
No.
great enough.
No, I have high expectations. Anyway, let us know what you guys think of the song. Don't forget to like and subscribe because we're gonna be doing a lot more stuff on this channel.
Talking
And
more
so-
mess.
Exactly. So until next time, that's Shan,
That's Chris.
and we are CCTV.
Bye.
Bye.